Welcome to Every LA Talks with Los Angeles real estate agent Matias Baker Masucci.
Welcome, everybody. Let's talk about how to actually make the switch and start living off of your portfolio. So what do I mean by that? If you are a Los Angeles landlord, if you own real estate in Los Angeles, and you're interested in making a switch into more passive and into commercial real estate, this is the series for you. We've been talking about triple nets with Tyler. So if you missed any of the previous videos where we define it, we tell you how to underwrite them, we talk about the type of tenants, etc., please go back. But right now we're going to talk about practical steps that you can do if you own an apartment building, if you own a house that it's a rental. So first of all, the words you're going to be hearing is 1031 exchange, right? That allows you to defer your capital gain taxes. Capital gain is the difference between how much an asset costs you and how much you're selling it for. So that gap, you buy a house for 1 million, now it's worth 2 million. After you do a little tax and capital improvements and whatever, the gap in between would be your capital gain. Let's assume for the sake of, that this is all cash, you don't have any debt on it. But if you did have debt, it's important to remember that you have to transfer the debt as well. So actually, we're going to take this opportunity to talk about that. So Tyler, when I'm doing a 1031 exchange and I have a single family residence that I have at an 80-20, right? Let's say over the years now my, probably my equity in it, it's close to 60%. But in the triple net world, the equity, what is the typical down payment, cash to loan value in triple net?
Yeah, it's a bit different than residential. Typically, commercial properties are going to require a bit of a higher down payment. From what I'm seeing in today's market, you're going to be between, call it 40 and 60% down.
Okay. So when I'm doing a 1031 exchange and I am exchanging, my equity and my debt, that means that if I have, if I'm at an 80-20, for instance, but I have to buy commercial, I either have to bring in some money or buy a bigger property, I guess, as long as the debt is the same and I do or a smaller property rather. Is that how it works?
That would be typically correct. Yes. And it's going to depend on everyone's situation, and it's going to depend on the property and how much income it's producing and what your return is. So if that's your situation, definitely reach out to a specialist and see if it even makes sense to buy a triple net with your debt situation.
Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. So you would, as we talked about it earlier in this series, build the team, work with people who do this all the time. Remember the analogy of athletes. If you want to learn how to run, go with somebody who is a specialist at running. If you want to, if you need help with somebody who plays tennis all the time. Don't work with jacks of all trades. So this is great opportunity to kind of like figure it out. Let's say you own, 8 units in LA, 10 units in LA, and you're ready to move into a triple net. You reach out to me and we will sell your property for top dollars. We have options to, I will explain through the process exactly how we can get you the most possible money. And we bring in somebody like Tyler. If you know that your end is going to be a triple net, we bring in somebody like Tyler early on so you can start looking at offerings, right, Tyler?
Exactly. And I think the first question I always ask someone who's considering a triple net is, what is your goal, right? What are you trying to get out of this process? And with that, we can really start planning to meet those goals, because certain people are trying to get as much cash as they can out of the property. And other people, like we were talking about before, they want a legacy asset that they can hold on for forever and pass down to their kids and their kids' kids. Everyone's goals are a little different, and it's my job to make sure that we align and find them that perfect property or properties that meet those goals.
Perfect. So when somebody wants to learn about the triple nets, essentially, when they start working with us, you will show them examples of like, hey, you could buy this, you could buy that. You can actually show them current actual triple nets for sale that they can exchange into, right?
Correct. Typically, my first call or first meeting with a potential triple net buyer, I'll lay out 5 options. 5 different asset classes in their price range, and I'll lay out the pros and cons of each one. And after filtering through that, usually the investor has a pretty good idea, and I have a pretty good idea after meeting with them of what exactly they want. But there's so many different triple net options. If you go online right now, there's thousands, tens of thousands of triple nets on market. So you need to really sharpen your focus, and it's the job of the broker to get the buyer to sharpen that focus and know exactly the type of triple net that's going to work for them.
That makes perfect sense, because not all triple nets are created the same. We have talked about it. You gotta underwrite these deals a little bit different than you would. The appreciation works differently, et cetera, et cetera. So just reach out with any questions or go back to watch some of the other videos. And when you're ready to buy or sell in LA, remember, we are just a call away. Tyler, it's been such a pleasure to have you in this series. Your explanations have been crystal clear. So thank you so much for doing this with me. And you know what? I feel like we've only scratched the surface, right? I think we have more to give. When people have questions, just reach out and we'll be there to answer them.
Awesome. Thank you, Matias.
Absolutely. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Thank you for watching. To find out more, visit everyla.com.